ICC North Bengal Chapter, Indian Chambers of Commerce, Mr. P. Subramani, Director, Bagdogra Airport, Airport Authority of India, Government of India, Mr. Dipankar Chakraborty, Joint Director, MSME, North Bengal Zone, Sri G. Ramesh Kumar, PGM Sikkim RO, NABARD, Sri Ajay Singh, Director, Bhirgunath Singh Jewelers and Singh Group of Companies. Mr. S.K. Jain, Deputy CEO and Nodal Officer of West Bengal, Sri Jipesh Kahlot, Director and Nodal Officer for Sikkim, and also with us is Mr. Niraj Nikunj, Business Facilitator for Northeast, and Mr. Bishwari Sarkar, Business Facilitator from West Bengal, from GEM. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very pleasing to be here today for the opening of 6th e-seminar on public procurement opportunity for MSMEs through GEM. The decision to call this conference was made last July when the ICC and board of GEM decided to hold this series of conferences to aware the business representatives of MSME industries and also to provide a platform for them for easy procurement. There is no better place than Indian Chambers of Commerce, which could take us to reach the greater heights, and this session is certainly going to inspire us all during the conference. May I hence request Mr. Mittal to deliver the welcome address. Mr. Mittal, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the video since I'm traveling. I'm not able to have the video online. I take this opportunity to welcome all the eminent panelists for this conference. I'm sure GEM will encourage the local entrepreneur of North Bengal and Sikkim to show their product in front of the appropriate government institute who have faith in locally produced goods. GEM are dedicated e-market for different goods and services procured by government organization, department, PSUs, and a digital e-commerce portal for procurement and selling of goods and services is indeed a bold step to support of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Government e-marketplace created in a record time of 5 months. Facilities online procurement of common goods, use goods and services required by various government departments, organizations, PSUs. Government e-market aims to enhance transparency, efficiency, and speed in public procurement. It also provides the tool of e-bidding, reverse e-auction, and demand aggregation to facilitate the government users archive the best value of their money. This National Public Procurement Portal, Government e-marketplace, where purchases through GEM by government users have been authorized and made mandatory by ministry, will definitely promote the MSME and startups, at the same time help the PSUs, government unit, and the enterprise to procure goods in a hassle-free manner at reasonable competitive price at quick pace. Moreover, startup can list multiple products and services with minimal technical specification and sell the product to government buyers. Startup subsectors, namely advanced manufacturing, robotics, advertising, agriculture, artificial intelligence, big data and analysts, virtual reality, blockchain, clean tech, renewables, consumer home electronic will get huge encouragement to build up a market. ICC North Bengal in coming days will play an important role in promoting government e-marketing, utilization, the potential, and the objective to make in India procurement from India startups. we are aware till date, 3,981 startups have registered on GEM and have processed order worth 689 crores in gross merchandise value, and this is just a beginning. I'm sure our efforts to support GEM will bridge the gap between the local entrepreneurs and the government markets, and at the same time concentrate future or startups in this region. I'm thankful to the Central Ministry and the official of GEM for according us this opportunity to organize programs GEM and entrepreneurs of North Bengal GEM to be more vocal for local and support our government institutions. I wish you a happy and safe festive season. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mittal. I think Shubhankarda, you could
Sir,
probably now call the next
hear me?
panelist.
Thank you very much, sir, for your welcome address. May I now request Mr. P. Subramani, Director, Bagdogra Airport, Airport Authority of India, Government of India, for his deliberation. Mr. P. Subramani.
Good afternoon to all panelists. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Am I audible, sir? Am I clear?
Yes, yes, you are audible, sir. You are audible.
Very good afternoon to all of you, sir. I will some discussion. I'm starting, sir. Shall I go ahead? Shall I go ahead? But all of you are aware that our Bagdogra Airport, one of the rather highly progressive and busiest airport in our rather eastern side of our India. I would like to show some slides which says about our Bagdogra Airport, what we progress with. Can I had already sent those slides. Can someone put those slides? Hello?
Sir, any problem, sir?
Sir, am I audible to you all because I am not getting any?
Yes, sir, you are very much audible, sir.
Sir, what I have prepared some 4 slides which I have sent. Can someone display those slides?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, I will just tell my this IT person.
Please, because I think we cannot do that.
Devabroto. Devabroto. So just a minute, sir. Just a minute. I'm just calling him.
Let me say a few. Hello. Sir, I'll just speak certain things about this. Can I go ahead? In this slide come.
Yes, sir. Done, sir. You please, sir, run your slide, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go. You are able to see the screen? Sir, can you just see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you all able to see the screen which I have displayed?
Yes, sir. It's you just kindly, sir, just full screen, sir. Do it, sir. Yeah.
Put screen only, rather
Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, right.
This slide
And sir, your voice is, sir, breaking, sir. Kindly just adjust your, sir, yeah, headphones, sir, and mouthpiece also.
Rather I'm able to hear your voice now, well and clear. Now it's okay.
Okay.
Sir, I tell you this slide if you see, you'll understand about the progress like it has got a three. That important is that number of passengers you can just see. We had achieved last year, that is 1920, 32 lakh 16,000, that is 3.2 million passengers. This is actually it's the 13th airport if you take the passenger potential in our India, which has almost around 100 operating airports. Which is again 11% higher than the 1819. Even if you take the number of flights also has increased, and even if you take the cargo also, because we could achieve around 7,500 metric tons of cargo from our Bagdogra airport. What I would like to say in this is, you all know that because of this COVID-19 pandemic, April, May, there were no flight operations. When we started flight operations on 28th May, from 28th May onwards, you can just see this slide. You are able to see this slide now, sir. Hello? You are able to see?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Sir, somehow I'm not. Now, if you just see we have just kept here number of aircraft, the number of passengers, if you just see June, July, it has got a progressive increase. In August, it has come down a little bit because of the rather lockdown on many days. Again, you just see that again, I would like to show you another slide. These are just from September onwards. In our Bagdogra airport, it has got a linear increase in passengers. Per day, we have got a 5,000, around 5,000 plus passengers. There are restrictions from the government. Because of that, if there are 2 days, we could achieve only 3,000, 3,000 passengers per day. Whereas I would like to say, before COVID, we were achieving 9,000 passengers per day, which is around 2,70,000 per month passengers. Now, because of these restrictions and COVID-19 pandemic, we are able to achieve only 5,000 per day, and as days to come, we'll be increasing this number of flights also. Hopefully, from October onwards, there will be another further increasing passengers and aircraft movement also. And what I would like to inform you that there is movement also, and even there are few dedicated flights also started coming as a non-scheduled cargo flights also. I would like to say this giving a public procurement opportunity for MSME portal. What I would like to say that we do all these, the maximum tenders, we just do it through GEM portal, and since it is through your ad from MSME, we had achieved for the last year 15,027 rupees to MS certificate. So we just follow money and because normally there are many closed items we follow and other items also we pursue through jump portal, even IT items also. So these are the you can say procurement through jump portal from MSME agencies. So you can ask any question, I'll be able to answer. Please. Hello. Am I not audible?
Sir, your voice is not so audible, sir.
Sir, I have been talking, there was nothing was audible. Is it? Sir, whatever I spoke, it was not audible. Is it?
Yes, sir. It is sometimes breaking your voice, sir. It may be some connectivity, so it may
So
be.
my IT, in fact,
Yeah.
my IT officer is new one.
Yeah. Right now it's okay. Yes, sir.
But I was showing the slide, you all are able to see those slides.
Yes, sir. Slide was okay, sir.
That's not. See, what I was about want to tell you is that as the passengers, in fact, every day footfalls are increasing. We will have to do so many things for our airport. What I would like to say is that we will try to encourage MSME agencies and we will do our best in future. Thank you for calling me. If there is any question, you can ask. Hello, sir. Sorry,
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
but I have been talking. I don't know. In between, there was no. That's all, sir. What I said everything. If you have any clarification, any doubt, you can ask me any question. There is some problems. I am not able to get any. Sir, you can continue the event. Hello.
Yes, sir. Continue, please, sir.
I have continued. I have spoken also.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So you, anyone, you can ask questions or anything. I will answer.
Sir, we will have a question answer session at the in the when we are having the training session by GEM. So that time we will be having the question answer session.
So was it
So,
not audible? No, any of my lecture was not audible. I was just telling that information. Those are not audible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can continue, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your deliberation. Uh, may I request Mr. Dipankar Chakrabarti, Joint Director MSME North Bengal Zone. Mr. Dipankar Chakrabarti. Welcome, sir. I think there is some connectivity problem. Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Mr. Chakrabarti, your voice is breaking. Mr. Chakrabarti, your voice is breaking. We are not able to hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Chakravarti, due to the bandwidth problem at your end, your voice is not coming properly.
তাহলে এখানে তাহলে কি করে? Mr. Chakrabarti, we are not able to hear you. I think due to some technical problem. Hello.
Shubhankarda, I
Hello.
guess there is some internet connectivity issue. So what I would request, Mr. Chakravarti, you can switch off your video so that probably you might be audible. That would take
The
a little
bandwidth
lesser
actually may
bandwidth.
improve.
So you can switch off your video so that we can hear you properly.
Mr. Chakrabarti, can you hear us? Mr. Bodhisattva Mukherjee, since we are not able to hear him,
Yes.
shall we go ahead?
I think you can move on to the next participant. So once his connectivity gets restored, you can again ask him to speak.
Yes. So, since Mr. Chakrabarti is not audible, may I request Mr. G. Ramesh Kumar, DGM Sikkim RO NABARD. Mr. G. Ramesh Kumar, DGM Sikkim RO NABARD, for your kind deliberation, please. Mr. G. Ramesh Kumar. Hello. Hello. I think due to some problem, I think in the today at Siliguri, I think due to rain and all, Mr. Mukherjee, there is a connectivity problem. Hello. Mr. Bodhisattva Mukherjee. Hello. Hello. I think we are having the same problem here regarding this connectivity issue. May I request Mr. Ajay Singh? Hello. Mr. Ajay Singh, have you joined? I think Mr. Ajay Singh also could not join. Mr. S.K. Jain? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am there.
Jain Sahab, can you take over?
Yeah.
Mr. S.K. Jain, Deputy CEO and Nodal Officer from West Bengal. You are requested to give your deliberation from GEM. Actually, what is happening, I came to know that at Siliguri, lot of rains are there. Due to heavy rains, actually, there is a connectivity problem.
Okay.
So because of that, maybe, they are not able to connect. I was told in the morning also. So maybe, due to some reasons, they are not able to connect. So may I request Mr.
It may also not able to connect with there.
Yeah, so may I request Mr. Jain to please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mukherjee. So as most of the participants also has explained what is the GEM, Government e-Marketplace. And I will take just a 5 minutes, then Deepesh ji will give some light on that, and our presentation will be given by our facilitator. Basically, GEM, as you all know, Government e-Marketplace, it is a marketplace created for the procurement of the government purpose. And it is a public procurement portal, and it is the National Public Procurement Portal, because all the governments, state as well as center and PSU, state PSUs, municipalities, all the organizations, governments which are having funding from the public fund can procure through GEM portal. And it's going to become now unified procurement portal also. That means most of all type of procurements, whatever we are earlier, state government their own portal were there, and departments or PSUs are having their own portals also there, but that all get integrated with the GEM portal, and publishing anything on their own portal also, they will have to feed some GEM availability report, and that tender will be available parallelly to GEM portal also, and similarly GEM portal can allow publishing also. So that is going to happen in the GEM 4 version there in the way. So this is a new development, and for the local for vocal, GEM is taking a lot of steps, and it is a dedicated categories are there for artisans, handicrafts, and innovative products that your startup have dedicated runways available. So GEM is trying to help all the possible way to promote the local for vocal, local products, as well as how marginalize the small business, MSME business, women entrepreneurs can able to sell their product. The GEM is trying to provide a good marketing opportunity for all these startup new entrepreneurs also. So that is the one thing. And second thing, GEM is as you know, everybody, that is that paperless, contactless, and cashless platform, and very minimal paperwork is required. Almost you can say zero. 1 or 2 documents only when products uploaded may be required to upload, and that is also trust based. So not GEM is not doing any doubt on your integrity. Whatever you are claiming, whatever GEM is accepting, and it is a buyers who will may ask you to prove whatever you are claimed. So definitely we expect GEM expect that all the sellers should be true to their conscience and claim whatever they are actually purchasing. Because GEM is a trust-based portal, but if anything found wrong, definitely there is a lot of penalties are there, incident management policy you can see for that purpose. So that is the one good thing, that GEM is a trust-based portal. No entry barriers, free entry, free exit. anytime anybody can come and onboard on the gem, and don't want to continue on the gem can make zero stock and exit also gem. So the beauty of gem is it's a free marketplace, free entry, free exit, and all the databases integrated from the backend only. That whatever validation is happening, it is online validation. So you need not to worry about that. Okay, how to feed this figure, that figure mismatch happens automatically. Gem whatever backend data is available, able to verify it, and if anything mismatching also, it giving you message. So it is your integration also, your database also getting validated from all of our others databases. Then last is the payment, because whatever business anybody does is for the payment. So GEM assures that after CRAC, you should the seller may get payment by 10 days. And recently, when Ministry of Expenditure, Finance and Expenditure Department has issued one circular also that if some buyer is not making payment within the targeted time, the 1% of per month basis penalty will be levied on that buyer. So it will be definitely improving the payment condition also on the GEM, and seller will get their payment on timely. Incident management is one of the facility available to all the sellers as well as buyers to raise the incident so that discipline will be maintained on the portal. So I think this is just brief about the GEM and the details how to onboard the GEM, how to put the offer your products on the GEM, what is the categories available on the GEM, etc. will be demonstrated by our training people are there. That they will be giving you detailed training that will definitely helpful for you. So hope this will give you some excitement. And once you do the business on the GEM, definitely you will feel it is worth doing the business on the GEM. I request everyone, all the sellers, that please onboard on the GEM, because GEM is going to become a unified procurement portal, and in your registration on the GEM is very much required even if you go to participate in other portal also. So please go and register on the GEM. It is free and it is very simple. Online everything, nothing hassle. And if for any problems, our BF business facility available. They will be definitely guiding you. All the best. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. S.K. Jain, for your deliberation. Now I would request Mr. Deepesh Gehlot, Director and Nodal Officer, Sikkim. Mr. Deepesh Gehlot, please.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I want to. Am I audible?
Yes, very much. We are very much. You are very much audible, sir.
First of all, I want to thanks ICC for organizing such a good event, and for MSME. As already my senior Sri S.K. Jain has given one brief overview about GEM. So I want to just inform on GEM portal till date we have crossed around 62,000 crore GMV. Out of that, 58% gone to MSME. And on GEM portal, MSME, the count of MSME seller is 23%. Means 23% sellers has received orders worth 58% value of 62,000. This is the, you can say, big marketing platform for MSME. So, regarding facility of MSME, GEM has all the processes as per policy of MSME policy, Make in India policy. All the items are, we have make functionality for MSME reserve item. Local filters are also available on portal. Price preference, product preference as per the policy has been enabled on our portal. For individual state, we have provided local filter also. If some Sikkim state government want local delivery, then they can choose local filter so that local supplier can deliver their products. On GEM portal, there are different types of procedures are there, like bidding is there, reverse auction is there, direct purchase is there. Our business facilitator will provide detailed information to you. This portal is purely online portal. Every process is online. Regarding registration, within 20 minutes you can complete your registration, which in earlier days it takes around 2 to 3 months. So this is the beauty of online things. Similarly, participating and all things are online. Plus, on GEM portal, it is a free portal. If you are having internet and you are having basic details like PAN, Aadhaar, and these things, any seller can register at any place in India. So without fee, no listing fee, no registration fee. And as already pointed out, MSME got 58% volume. So there is a big opportunity for MSME to register on GEM and get the orders from all over India. Now regarding self-help group and local artisan, we have different processes like startup runway is there. There is a SARS collection is there, where if any state or any region having local products, which is a unique product to their locality, they can market to GEM. They can upload their product directly to GEM, and GEM will provide all over India market to that particular unique products. So these facilities available on GEM. So there are a lot of things. Please, what I will suggest is please go through the GEM portal. All videos, audios are also available. PPTs are also available, and our business facilitator is also there to guide all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deepesh Gahlot, for your deliberations. May I now request Mr. Neeraj Nikunj and Mr. Bishwari Sarkar, both of you, for your PowerPoint presentation on GEM.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Am I audible? Oh. Sir, first of all, I will request.
Yes, Mr. Nikunj.
Sir, the sharing screen should be given to me. I will request for the sharing the screen.
Okay. I will just ask the IT person.
Yeah, please, sir.
Devabro.
Yeah. Got it now, sir.
Yeah, I have given you the make you presenter, sir. Yeah.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
My screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, very much.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Suvankar, sir, for giving us the opportunity to be here.
We are really pleased also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jan sir, Deepesh sir, for giving insight on GEM, and all the delegates and the speakers, the ICC, for giving us the opportunity to be here. So I will be presenting on GEM. Along with me, my colleague Viswajit is also there. He's having some issues regarding joining with laptop, so he's there with me. So this GEM stands for the Government E-Marketplace, and it was launched on 9th of August 2016. So recently we have completed 4 years of our existence, and we are really thankful to all the stakeholders, be it the buyer department or the seller departments, both. It's an initiative of the Department of Commerce and Industries, Government of India. So as I said, this was launched on 9th of August 2016, and this is an online public procurement portal for all the government buyers. It could be central government, state government, central PSUs, state PSUs, autonomous. So any sort of government organizations, they are registering as a buyer to procure the goods and services as of now. And any individual human being who are into business, and they can register with the portal as a supplier. Being a government portal, this is governed by the Rule 149 of GFR, that is General Financial Rule. So any transactions taking place through GEM being covered by the Rule 149 of GFR. Whatever the tools we were using in the public procurement, even prior to GEM, so all the tools are available in GEM also. The only difference is all the tools which are being used in GEM, those were the earlier offline, now it is online. Like say tendering, now it is e-bidding, or direct purchase, petty cash purchase, free quotation purchase. So reverse auction, all these tools are available. The only difference that earlier these were the offline, now it is online. Again, the important aspect of the portal, cashless, contactless, and paperless. So entire portal is cashless. There is no provision for even ₹1 cash. Contactless, GEM recommends that the buyer should not meet the suppliers physically and vice versa. and the paperless. So no need to maintain any file or record or paper, bunch of paper for any record purpose, because each and every user gets a dashboard, and that dashboard contains all your past transactional data. So whatever transaction you have done in past, with a single click, you can spool and can use it wherever required. This is our footprint across India. So till now we have tied up with 34 states and the union territories. A few of the states are only left, and that are also in pipeline. And very soon, these all the remaining states will have the MOU with GEM. We have tied up with this all the big industry associations like CII, ICIC, SIDBI, IMA, FICCI, PSD Chamber of Commerce. We have tied up with the nationalized banks. So almost 14, 15 nationalized banks are there. Besides, we have the integration with all the government portals like MSME, NSDL, your MCA 21, PFMS, UIDA server. So that already we have the API integration with these government portals. This is the key stats as on date. So as on date, we have more than 46, almost 47,000 buyer organizations registered with us. I'm not talking about the users, rather the different buyer departments. Almost exceeding 5,35,000 sellers and service providers registered. Products exceeding 16,000 products are there on the portal. Total number of orders, so almost 47 lakhs orders we have fulfilled in last 4 years. And the gross merchandise value, this is as on date, so 63,883 crores rupees of transaction has happened through GEM. As highlighted by Dipesh sir during his address. So this 1,24,625 sellers are the MSE, that is micro and small enterprises, out of this 5,35,000, roughly around 25%. Now these 25% sellers are able to contribute to 58% of the total transaction has taken place through GEM, roughly around 37,000 crores rupees. Now this, I'm talking about the micro and small enterprises, very small in nature and the very nascent business entities, and they are able to generate volume worth 37,000 crores rupees. This is a big, very positive thing, because these were the people forget about doing business. They were not able to even enter to the government organization was a challenge. Now sitting at their home place without getting dependent on anybody else, without incurring any additional cost on marketing or other operational expenses, they're able to generate revenue worth 37,000 crores rupees. And this has happened just because the transparency which we maintain in the portal. These are the important aspects with the approach which we follow in GEM, that is efficiency, transparency, and economy. So efficiency in the sense that we believe in real-time data as well as we have the historical data. So we club all these data all together, and then that helps us to give a better feedback mechanism. Transparency, of course, that was the important aspect and most important thing why GEM was brought into picture. It's like open book, crystal clear. Everyone can just go through the pages and can find out the details what is happening in the public procurement. I'd say huge amount is getting incurred in the public procurement, almost 40 lakhs crores rupees, and a clear-cut transparency level is required. Economy, obviously economy was the important aspect, like aggregation of demand. So what's happening through GEM portal, what we are doing, that like say for example any central ministry is there, then they can club all the orders from all their state offices or the regional offices and can place a single order with a large volume that can give serve the purpose of the economy of the scale also. So these are the important approaches which we follow. The key advantages for the sellers. So first of all, direct access to all government departments. Now no longer you are dependent on your local catchment or your local territory. Rather, you are, suppose if you are based out at Siliguri or say Gangtok, then forget about only Siliguri and Gangtok. Rather, pan-India market is open to you. And if your products are live published on the portal, then pan-Indian buyer departments can review your products. You can get orders from across any part of the country. That is the biggest advantage for any supplier. One-stop shop for bids, reverse auction, product services. Dynamic pricing. So we believe in the real-time industry pricing. The rate contract clauses has been abolished in the GEM portal, and we do not believe in the rate contracts. Rather, being a product owner, you will decide that at what price you want to sell your products, how many units you want to sell, which location you want to cater to your deliver your products, that you will decide. Strong vendor rating system. So we are giving a rating system to the vendors basis upon your past transactional data. And it's nothing very, 4 aspects are there, like how much reliable are you, what is your product quality, how much time you are taking to get your product delivered, which are location you are catering to. If you are taking care of these 3-4 aspects, then definitely your rating will be good. And the buyer departments have an option wherein they can choose the high rated seller for the procurement. So if you are having the high rating seller, even though buyer department in using that filter, you will be able to get the orders. New product suggestions facility available to the sellers. Suppose I am a seller, I am selling certain thing on my GEM portal, and suddenly new product categories are get added to the portal, then I get notified and I will review my bandwidth. If I think that I have the capabilities and I can add on products in the multiple categories, then I can add on. Dashboard, seller friendly dashboard. So as I said, dashboard detailed thing I will be take you through in the next part of the presentation. But as I said, that every user will get a dashboard, and that dashboard contains your past transaction data. Basically, you can use that dashboard as an analytical tool also. So these are some of the key advantages to get registered. The modes of procurement. Being a supplier, you must know that how you will be getting the orders and how you should fulfill it. So as per the rule 149 of the GFR, so there are 3 modes of procurement in GEM. The first one is your direct purchase, and the threshold for direct purchase is up to 25,000 rupees. So in direct purchase, buyer departments are free to place order to any product, any supplier of their choice, whosoever is filling and meeting all the prerequisite criteria. So there is eventually no restrictions from GEM side. Even buyer department can choose local sellers also. Suppose they are based out at Siliguri, and they can filter out the put in the Siliguri or the pin code or the state or district in the filter, and can local supplier, they can source from the local suppliers also, so that the immediate delivery may happen. And another mode of procurement is L1 purchase. This L1 is nothing else but the replica of the 3 quotation purchase. And the threshold for this L1 is from 25,000 and up to 5 lakhs rupees. So if anything is coming in this particular range, then buyer department needs to choose 3 different products of 3 different OEMs for the comparison. OEMs means brands. So 3 different products of 3 different brands should be there for the comparison. And once selected, then system will allow for the comparison. And after comparison, system will suggest a product which is called the L1 product. And that L1 is necessarily the cheapest product available as on date, which are having all the features and specifications available which the department wanted to procure. So this is called the L1 mode of procurement. And the third mode of procurement is either bid or the reverse auction or bid to reverse auction. So in bid, and the threshold is 5 lakhs and above, and there is no upper limit. It could be 5 lakh, 50 lakh, anything. So in anything, now in bid, what happens? The department will will create a bid. That bill will be floated, and once the bid is floated or the reverse auction is floated, then all the bidders will get notified, and whosoever wants to participate, they can participate in the bidding. Once participated, all the bidders, then the bid has ended. Then the department will evaluate all the bidders in 2 stages. The first one is your technical evaluation, wherein all the technical parameters like features, specifications, if any document asked by the department, whether you have uploaded those documents or not, if any EMD part is there, where you have uploaded the soft copy of EMD or not, these all parameters will be evaluated, and basis on those review, all the bidders will be either accepted or rejected with proper justification that why they have accepted and why they have rejected. Now, those bidders who have got accepted will qualify for the second round of evaluation, and that is called the financial evaluation. In financial evaluation, system will decide that who is the L1 bidder, and that L1 bidder is necessarily the bidder who has offered the lowest price. So this is the mode of procurement. You must know that how you will be getting the order. So as I said, that in direct purchase and in L1 purchase up to 5 lakhs rupees, you will be getting orders directly in your panel, which you need to fulfill it. Wherein in case of bidding or the reverse auction, first you will have to participate in the process, and after participation and the evaluation, if you become the L1, then you will get the orders. So that is the difference. Up to 5 lakhs direct order you will be getting in your panel, and above 5 lakhs rupees, or in case of bidding, first you will have to participate and then you will have to process the order. So these are the modes of procurement. Now coming back to this MSME benefits, that which all benefits have been given to the MSEs, those all have been incorporated with the GEM portal. So first and very important is the policy mandates 25% of procurements of goods and services from MSCs, including 4% from MSCs owned by the SC/ST, and 3% from the MSCs owned by the women out of the total annual procurement. Now, say for example, any department has a total turnover of say not turnover, rather total annual budget is 1,000 crore rupees. Then minimum 250 crores worth of these goods they will have to procure from the micro and the small enterprises. They don't have other option rather to source from you. Now, as I said that like central government offices and the central PSUs, it is mandatory for them to procure through GEM only. Now, they cannot go out of GEM, and if you are not registered on GEM, then definitely you are losing this opportunity, because they will not go out of GEM and you are not there on GEM. So my request to you all of you, if you all are MSC suppliers and you have got the UM certified, then don't waste even a single moment and get registered with GEM. This is absolutely free of cost and avail all the benefits which you have been got from the Government of India. Another benefits like exemption from the earnest money, tender sets free of cost, purchase preference of 25% quantity in the range of 11 plus 15%. Now coming to this earnest money deposit exemption, so all the MSC suppliers get the UM certified like the Udyog Aadhaar memorandum, and the UAM is given to the MSC supplier basis upon certain particular product category or the service category where you are manufacturing the goods, not trading them. This is not for the traders, rather for the manufacturers. You will have to check whether the category for which the bid had been floated and you have got the UM for the same category. If it is matching, well, your request for the EMD exemption will be entertained. But if it is differing, your product category is different and the department has floated a bid for the different product category, then the department have got a validation tool wherein they can validate whether you are eligible for the EMD exemption or not. So my request to you, kindly check it properly whether it is the category is matching, and if it is matching, well, you are exempted from the EMD. This 25% quantity purchase preference to the MSC is in the range of L1 plus 15%. Now, say for example, any department has floated a bid and the L1 supplier is a non-MSC supplier and the offered price of the L1 is 100 rupees. So the department has an option wherein in the range of in between 100 and 115, they can, if some MSC suppliers are there, they can offer to the top 5 MSC suppliers to match the L1 pricing. If they're able to match the L1 pricing, then 25% of the quantity will be, the contract will be awarded to you. So what is happening that even though you were not the L1, but because of these benefits, compulsory you will meet the L1. So this is again added advantage to you to be a micro and small enterprises. So these are some benefits available. Besides, there are some 358 items which are exclusively reserved to be sourced from the micro and small enterprises only. So these are some benefits available, and if you're not registered with GEM, then you're simply losing this opportunity. So my request to all of you to kindly get registered as soon as possible. And that process is very simple. I will take you through on the each and every process, and it's absolutely free of cost. You are not charging even a single penny to get registered, to list your products and all. So first of all, what are the prerequisites to get registered? So first, you must have either of these three. The first is either Aadhaar number or the virtual ID or the PAN of the user. You must have any one of these three, Aadhaar or PAN or the virtual ID. And the mobile number must be linked with Aadhaar and PAN respectively. Then you must have an active email ID and a bank account details required. Address details. If your firm is more than 2 years old, then ITR details required. And the documents such as constitution type, such as CIN for the private or public limited companies, proprietorship, PAN, the startup, DIPP, and for MSCs, UM required. So these are the minimum documentation required for which you can get registered with GEM portal. Now, who can be the primary user? So we have made it classified in two ways, like primary user and the secondary user. But the secondary users, making secondary use completely optional, it's not mandatory. If you think that you are not getting any time and the transactions, you cannot take care of all the transactions, then you can assign a different role to different people in your organization, and then these people can be termed as a secondary user. But this is completely optional, not mandatory. But for primary user, the person must be either the director or the promoter of the company or the proprietor of the company or the person who is having the signatory authority on the ITR. So they can register as the primary user. If you're registering as an MSE, micro and small enterprises, then UM is required and the mobile number linked with UM. If you're registering as a startup, then DIPP is required and DIPP and the mobile number linked with the DIPP. Besides, if you are working as a supplier, so seller, as well as you are providing the services, then no separate registration required. Rather, with a single registration, we can work as a reseller, seller, as well as service provider both. So I will take you through that how the registration process takes place. And it's a very simple. So what we have done, we have taken the screenshot with the live screen. Each and every step has been elaborated here. So this is our the web site, that is gem.gov.in. Very simple and easy to remember. Please make a note of it. Do not go to any other website. Rather gem.gov.in. So that is the once you open this site, in top right hand corner you will find a tab called the sign up. And under the drop down of sign up, you need to click on the sellers. So this screen will come up wherein you will have to review the terms and conditions. So this terms and condition will open in the different tab. I request to all the participants to kindly spare you some time and please go through this terms and condition, that is general terms and conditions. This is Bible of GEM and all your doubts are already covered. Whatever call we receive from the any clarification, so this everything is covered in the GTC. If you have gone through this GTC, 80 to 90% of your doubts will get cleared. So my request to all the participants, to kindly spare some time and kindly read it properly. So once you have read it, then come back to the screen. System will ask you the business or organization type. So from drop down, you need to choose whether it is proprietorship or firm, company, trust or society or any government organization. So now we have given this flexibility to the government organization also to get registered as a seller. Choose appropriately and then write the name of the company, that is legal entity, and then click on the next button. Once done, then system will ask you for the personal verification, how you want to register, either through Aadhaar or through personal PAN. So choose accordingly. Here we have taken an example of Aadhaar. So we clicked on the Aadhaar. The moment it was clicked, so two new fields got appeared. System will ask you the Aadhaar ID or the virtual ID number and the mobile number linked with this particular Aadhaar. So fill it up. Once you have filled up, then this particular verify account will get highlighted, activated. So click here. OTP will be sent on your registered mobile number. So you need to mention that OTP here and click on the verify. So once you click verify, if it is matching, your Aadhaar will get verified. Now the moment Aadhaar is verified, you can find out the green tick over here and your name will get auto-populated here. So just cross-check it, whether your name is appearing or not. Then you need to click on the checkbox. I confirm I'm the key person of the organization. Click on the next button. As I said, an active email ID required. So you will have to mention the email ID. And again, you will have to retype the email ID and click on the send OTP. OTP will be sent on your registered email ID, which you mentioned here. You need to mention that and click on the verify OTP. Now your email ID is also verified. So click on the next button. At this stage, system will ask you to create your user ID and the password. So user ID, you will have to create your user ID. I will rather advise that make it very generic, either the designation wise or the company wise. And this user ID is a non-editable document. It cannot be deleted. So kindly make a note of it, write it down somewhere that even in case you forget about it in later course of time, then you can refer that what is your user ID. And then password. So password, there are certain criteria attached to the password creation. So the first criteria is it could be there should be minimum 8 characters and the maximum 16 characters. Out of these 8 characters, 1 character must be uppercase, 1 character must be lowercase, 1 character must be a number, and 1 character must be a special character like hash or @ and like that. So make a combination of these kinds of 4 kinds of characters and create a password. So you will have to mention the password here and you will have to retype the password again. Once retype, then the create account will get highlighted. Click here the create account. I will get a message, seller account created successfully. It's not a more than 10 minutes job. So within less than 10 minutes, you can register with GEM without incurring any cost, even single penny. Now you are registered, you have the user ID and the password. So once registered, then you will have to update your profile. So profile updation comes in. The first part of the profile updation is the PAN validation. Now, in case if you have registered through personal PAN and your form is proprietorship form, then this will be get pre-validated. However, in case of if you register through Aadhaar or some any organization, firm, company, then PAN validation is required. So here you will have to mention the business PAN, that is the company's PAN number, and the name appearing on the company's PAN. So mention all the details and click on the verify PAN. Your PAN is validated. Then comes the company details. So here the date of incorporation needs to be mentioned. You must have the documents with you that what is your date of incorporation. So accordingly, just mention the date of incorporation. Click on the save button. Then the company profile. So in company profile, system will ask you whether you want to, are you a startup? If no, then click on no. And if you click on yes, then system will ask you the DIPP number and the mobile number link with the DIPP. Just fill up these details and click on the verify and save. Then are you registered as an MSc? Click on yes. Then system will ask you the UAM and the mobile number link with the UAM. Then click on the verify and save. And finally, do you want to participate in bid? Yes. And click on the save button. So this will complete your company details. Then comes your office locations. So as I said, in office location, registered address is mandatory, and that registered address must be the same as it is appearing on your ITR, that is acknowledgement copy. Beside registered address, you can add multiple address like billing address, warehouse address, godown address, service center address, whatever you want, you can mention all those addresses there. But registered address must be the same as it is mentioned on your ITR, and it is mandatory. So first you will have to mention your registered address, fill up all these details, and finally this comes with GSTN. So GSTN is not a mandatory, but if you want to get order exceeding 30 lakhs, then this becomes mandatory. And if you have not filled up the GSTN in your profile, then you will not be getting ordered above 30 lakhs rupees. And nowadays, anyways, almost everybody is having the GSTN number. So I will advise to kindly mention it. What is your GSTN number? And then you need to create your registered address. Click on the create, your registered address will get created. Once this is done, then comes the bank's account details. So you'll have to mention the bank account details, like what is your IFSC code, bank name, bank address, account holder name. So all these details, fill up all the details and click on the save button. This is done. Now comes the tax assessment. So as I said that if your form is more than 2 years old, then this is mandatory for you. So you will have to mention all the details like ITR type. So which kind of ITR you file. So from drop down, you can choose whether it is 4, 5 or 6. Assessment year you will have to mention, and the acknowledgement number for the ITR, just fill it up there. Then these two things are there. So profit and gain from the business or profession and the sale gross receipt of business. Now these two things are readily available in your detailed ITR form. It is not available in your one-pager acknowledgement sheet. So normally people try to find it out in the acknowledgement sheet and they mention the wrong figure, and that is why their tax assumption gets filled. If you are able to find it out in a detailed IT form, well and good. And if you are not able to find it out, then I will request to please get in touch with your respective CA who have filed your income tax done, and he or she will tell you exact amount that what you need to mention here. Once you have filled up, then click on the create button. So this will complete your tax assessment part. Once you have done this, then after tax assessment, this my action will appear here. So in my action, first of all, now during registration, so while you're registering with the GEM portal, you can register in two ways. The one is you're as an OEM and as an reseller. OEM means original equipment manufacturer. That is the organization or the units which are manufacturing the goods. And reseller are those who are trading the goods. Like they are sourcing from the other company directly or the distributor and then selling it to the end user. So those we term as a reseller, and the companies who are manufacturing directly, so we term them as an OEM. Now, if you want to register as an OEM, then you will have to get your vendor assessment to be done. That is mandatory for you. For that, we have tied up with the QCI, Quality Council of India, and this is an online form you will have to fill up here, the create new assessment. However, there are certain exemptions have been given to certain kind of OEMs wherein they can get exempted from the vendor assessment. Like the first exemption criteria is if your company is having turnover exceeding 500 crores, then you are exempted from the vendor assessment. If you are having this NSIC or DIC registered seller and you have the production certificate with you, I'm not talking about the UAM or the AM2 certificate. Rather, it must be the production certificate issued by the NSIC or DIC. Then you are exempted. If you are having BI license, then you are exempted. So find it out. All these criteria are mentioned here. So if you are appearing in any of these criteria, then you can apply for the assessment exemption. So you'll have to upload the relevant documents and the QCI will assess the documents and will exempt you from the vendor assessment. But if it is not appearing, then you will have to go through this vendor assessment with the QCI. Then you can update your change business organization type. You can, under personal setting, so you can change your password, you can change your email, you can update your mobile number. All these things can be done by the validated by the OTP. And finally, as I said, that secondary users. So if you want to create secondary users, then you will have to click here, add secondary users. So you will have to first give the email ID of the person whom you want to make the secondary users. And next from the drop down, you will have to choose the role, which all role you want to assign to that particular individual. And then click on the add user. So a link will be sent on the email ID which you have mentioned there. There the secondary user needs to validate it with the mobile number and the Aadhaar number and the OTP received on the registered mobile number. So this is the complete process of registration and the profile updation. This way you have updated your profile 100% and now system will allow you to upload the catalog of your product which you are selling or the services which you are offering. So this is the complete process. I will take you through. Suvankar sir, are you there, sir? Suvankar sir? I will take you through this catalog management process. So in catalog management, you will have to upload the products which you want to sell. Being an online portal, you will have to upload the products.
Yes, Neeraj.
Sir, how much time do I have, sir?
Neeraj, tell me.
Yeah, I asked, sir, how much time do I have?
You can do one thing. You can continue up to 4:25. Then after
Okay.
that, we can start 10 minutes time for.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know. Accordingly, I will plan.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you, sir. So this catalog updation, you will have to log into your portal, use your user credentials, the user ID and password. Top right hand corner, you will find a tab called the catalog. So under the drop down of catalog, you will find the product and services both. If it is product, click product, and if it is services, click on the services. So product, add new offering. Here we have taken an example of the product. So we have clicked on the add new offering. Now this screen will come up. So therein, first of all, the system will ask you what exactly you want to sell. So this is basically the category. Now whatever the 16 lakhs products are live on the portal, published on the portal. So we have created more than 8,200 categories at the backends, and all the 16 lakh products are mapped to respective product category. So system will ask you, so here you should write in the keywords of the product which you are selling. Like say for example, here we wanted to sell, upload cricket ball. So the cricket BA was typed, and the moment cricket BA was typed, so all the options started reflecting wherever the cricket BA character was there. And simultaneously on the right hand side, you will find the product pics also. So you can well correlate that what exactly the product is and choose appropriately. So once chosen, it will start reflecting the perfectly nomenclature, like product categories and the different sub-product categories. Now product category is chosen, then the system will ask you the brand. So if you are selling certain product, then some brand name must be there with the product which you are selling. Now here at this stage, you can sell your brand as an unbranded also without any brand name, wherein you can create your brand name also. So if it's the first case that if you want to sell without any brand name, Then under the drop down of this, all the brands who are created will appear, and at the bottom of this list, you will find a call the unbranded. So you will have to pick up unbranded and proceed further. Now, in case if you want to create your own brand, then you will find this option. So couldn't find your brand, click here to add. So the moment you click here, so this it will open in a different pop-up, and here you will have to mention the brand name and then click on the confirm. Again, click on the proceed button. So here you will have to mention the, if you have any brand's website or web page, mention it, and you will have to upload certain documents. Now these documents can be either trademark registration proof or trademark certificate or OEM authorization letter in case of reseller, or if you have done work with any government organization, if you have the purchase order copy, then you can attach it, or any other documentary evidence. Now this trademark certificates, kindly make a note of it. It must be in registered stage. We are not allowing in this person that they have applied and it will not be entertained. If it is registered by the competent authority or the agency, then it will be entertained. If you're registering as a reseller, then ask your OEM, that is the brand, to give you an authorization when your company and the brand name will be mentioned very clearly. So click here, upload the brand, and click on the I agree and then apply for the brand. So the moment you clicked on the apply for the brand, this will go for the review by the GEM authority, that is the GEM admin team. They will review all the documents which you have uploaded, and basis upon that, your brand will either get approved or will get rejected or notified. So in case of approval, it will be live on the portal, and in case of rejection, you will have to take the corrective measures and will have to re-upload again. Now say for example, we are proceeding here with the brands got approved. So say for example, the brand was the Costco. So now it has started reflecting in the drop down. So Costco is there. We will choose the exact brand name, and then you need to mention the all the complete details of the products like description, color, material, certification if any, then the model number, product name, product description. All this filled in with the asterisk marks are the mandatory one, and you will have to mandatorily write it here. You cannot keep it blank, else system will not allow you to proceed further. If you have any video URL, you can mention it and then click on the save and the proceed. As I said, the reseller, so you will have to, if you are registering as a reseller, then you will have to mention the particular authorization details. Now this, as per the recent mandate from the government of India, the country of origin as well as the Make in India contents has become mandatory part. So say for example, if you are registering as an OEM, then it is mandatory on your part to mention the country of origin and the Make in India contents, the domestic percentage contents. However, in case of reseller, if you are uploading the product as a reseller, then there, suppose if your OEM is already existing in the portal, they have already made their products live, then this is not required from you to mention the origin of content details. But if OEM is not there and as a reseller you are uploading a product, then that becomes mandatory on your part as well. Because any product which is there in the portal will showcase the country of origin as well as the Make in India contents. So either it is OEM or the reseller, it has to be there. Like I said, OEM, so or country of origin, India. Do you want to declare local contents of PPP, MII policy? Yes or no? Similarly for the resellers. Now, after then, the system will ask you the MRP and the offer price. So you will have to mention the MRP of the products and then the offer price. To reach at offer price level, minimum 10% discount is mandatory. You can offer as much discount as you can, but the minimum 10% you will have to give. Then you can add on the slab discounting also. Like say for example, if someone is buying 1 unit, that X price. If someone is buying 10 units, then X plus 10%. Like that, you can offer this here. Then you will have to choose the locations, which all location you want to deliver your products. So here you can choose zone wise also, state wise also you can choose. If you click on the north, say for example east, then the Bihar, Odisha, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Sikkim, all these parts will be selected. However, if you want that to be delivered in only one state or say West Bengal, then you need to click on the West Bengal or the Sikkim. So accordingly choose, or else you can choose on the district wise also, that which all district you want to deliver. Even the pin code also, you can decide that which all pin code you will be catering to. But once the location is chosen by you, if you are getting the orders, you will be receiving orders from these locations only. And once received, you will have to fulfill these orders, because the location was chosen by you and you had given your consent that, okay, we will be delivering the goods in these particular locations. After then, system will ask you the current stock, the maximum quantity to be delivered in 15 days time. So whatever physical inventory you have, mention it here. Then the minimum quantity per consignee, you can mention that. Say, for example, someone is working with a very thin margin and you think that dispatching below a certain numbers will not give you the desired profit margin. So you can mention, say, for example, here it mentioned 10. So any department who is willing to buy even 9 units, they will not be able to place your order. But someone is willing to place, say, even 11 units, they will be able to place your order. So below 10, you will not get the orders. This means only. Then the lead time for the direct purchase, how many days you require to get your products prepared. Accordingly, mention it 1, 2, 4, 5, whatever is there. Then click on the save and the proceed. Description, material, other record. Now, these particular things will keep on varying from one particular product category to another product category. Here we have taken example of the cricket ball. So you can mention like stitching. Stitching is there in the cricket ball, but for other categories, stitching will not be there. So this will keep on varying from one product category to another product category. All these star asterisk marks filled, it is mandatory. You will have to fill it up all these details. Then at last, you will have to upload the 3 different images of the product from 3 different angles. Now, there are certain conditions for the product upload also. The first of all, there should not be any watermark or any pricing should be mentioned or any company name should be mentioned. Now, we need only the product pic, nothing else. Preferably, it should be in white background, and the photo size should not exceed 300 KB for one particular pic. So take the particular pic of the product and upload it 3 different images. Please ensure that the same image you are not uploading, otherwise system will give you error and the system will tell you that the same image cannot be uploaded. So it should be of 3 different images. Once done, then finally you will have to click here to have read the terms and conditions. This terms and condition will again appear, go through it, and then you need to click on the publish button. So once clicked on the publish, this will go for the review by the GEM admin team, and they will review all the details, whatever you have mentioned for the product upload. If everything found okay, it will be approved, or in case of any deviation, it will be either rejected or notified. So in case of approval, the product will get published. Published in the means that it will be live on the portal and the buyer department can review product from any part of the country. However, in case of rejection or the notification, you will have to take corrective measures and will have to re-upload it again. So this is all the process of the product upload. So now you have seen it right from registration to profile updation to product upload. Your product is uploaded now. Now at this stage, you are ready to transact with the GEM portal because your product is, now you can get the orders. So order handling, how you will be getting the orders. So as I said that in up to 5 lakhs rupees, you will be getting order directly in your panel. Once you receive the order, you get 5 calendar days, that is 120 hours to either accept or reject the order. But I will advise you here that once you have received the order, then please do not reject it because that will go against you. Whatever offering you had given, the buyer has placed order accordingly. So I don't see any reason why you will be rejecting the order. So once you have got the order, please accept and process it. Second, if you do not take any action within 120 hours, then this will get auto cancelled. And in case of auto cancellation also, it will go against you and your rating will go down. So once you have got the order, so please try to fulfill it. Do not reject it or do not get it allowed to be auto cancelled. Then the bid participation, as I said that even in case of bid, so you will have to participate in bid. So you will have to log into your portal and the list of bids, you will find all the bids wherever you can participate. If you want to participate in any bid, then you will have to click on the participate button. And first of all, you will have to offer the product. Bid participation is possible only when your products are published on the portal. So please ensure that your products are published on the portal, and the products are having all the this country of origin and MI contents details are available over there. So first you will have to choose the product with which you want to participate in the bid. Then if any documents required, then you will have to upload the respective documents. If EMD required, then you will have to upload the soft copy of the EMD. And finally the offer price, at which price you want to participate in a bid. Marketplace price and the bid pricing is a different thing. Your products might be live published at 10 rupees a unit on the portal. However, if you want that I should participate at 7 rupees a unit, you can do it. So don't correlate it. Marketplace price is different and the bid pricing is different. So you will have to give your offer pricing and then you will have to submit for the participation. Once submitted, then this will go for the review by the buyer department. They will evaluate all the bidders, and accordingly after the evaluation, if you become L1, you will be awarded the contract order. So this is the process of the bid participation. And finally, once you get the order, then how you need to process it. So in your panel, it will be shown order placed. So here you will find the button accept and decline. But I will request, please click here on the accept button. Do not decline it. So once accepted, you will find the order accepted, and you can download the contract also. At bottom, you will find all the details like contract number, the buyer details, the product, quantity, total pricing. Here you need to generate invoice. So you need to click on the generate. Now for generating invoice, first you will have to mention the seller invoice number. What is your invoice number? Invoice date will get auto-populated. Billing address from drop down, whatever the details addresses you have chosen during in your office location in profile updation, it will appear over here. So you need to choose the appropriate address, then the date of dispatch, then come the mode of dispatch, how you will be dispatching the goods, like say courier or India Post or manual, online, transport, choose appropriately. And the bank account is already there, it will fetch from your profile. Now you can find and you can have a preview also. So if you click on the preview button, this invoice will be shown to you. If this is your seller details, then the order number, the buyer details, the shipping to which all location needs to be dispatched, seller invoice number, date, HSN code if any. If you have filled up the GST part, then your GST components will be also shown. And if you are agree, so you click on and agree to the terms and conditions, click on the create button. So this way you can generate your invoice. Now it will show panel fulfillment in progress. So it will be show like order placed, order accepted. The day you will accept it, it will become green. Since you have generated the invoice, so it will show order dispatched. Invoice generation means you're ready for the dispatch and you have dispatched it. So it's for dispatch. The day the CRSC will be generated by the department, it will show order received. And the day if the amount will be released to your account, so it will become green and order paid. So this will complete the entire process. So this is the process of the order processing. This is all seller dashboard, how it looks. As I said that you can utilize this as an analytical tool, like how many orders, total 8. So pending delivery 2 means 6 are delivered. How many product listing have there? So out of 84, 29 are published. In bid components, you can find out in the bid or RA details that how many bid you participated in, how many bid you won, how many bid you lost, what was the value for winning bids, and what was the value for the losing bids, like other category insight, order and payment, summary. So by pie chart, bar graph, all it's a full of analytics. You can improve your even the buying pattern and whatever things you have done in past, you can learn and can improve your particular thing transaction with the government portals. So this is the advantage of the GEM portal. Now quickly I will take you through on the very important features because of time constraints. So in direct purchase, mostly the delivery time is up to 15 days. However, in case of bidding, the buyer can choose up to delivery period of up to 180 days, 6 months. For the COVID categories item, we have created the bid duration to 3 days, whereas for other normal categories, it is still 10 days minimum and 21 days. So if it is considering the pandemic and the urgent requirement of the goods, we have made it up to 3 days. Another important thing that suppose you got the order, you process even you have processed the order also, and with somehow some other regions, the product couldn't be delivered at the buyer premises on time. And suppose 15 days has passed from the last delivery date, then the department will have an option to cancel the order. So even though you got the order, you processed it, you dispatched it, but it got delayed. So my request to all of you, to the moment you get the order, please ensure it that you have processed it on priority and have dispatched it immediately, so that it reaches the buyer department well within time. GEM version 4.0 is almost ready to be launched, or by month end this may get launched. So what are the some important features of the GEM version 4.0 is basically it is on technology driven, and all the major thrust have been given on the technology. So smarter, better, intelligent, and more inclusive system. A new software processes have been implemented. We are using this blockchain technology now. Through blockchain technology, basically this is the saving of the data. It's a huge portal, pan India government buyer. So we through data can be saved. Artificial intelligence, this is again everywhere the AI is being talked about. Now AI is wherein the human intelligence, a machine will start thinking like the machine, human. So this is called the artificial intelligence. We are incorporating this. Machine learning. Revamped user interface. So those who are registered user must have witnessed this, that the earlier UI was different. Now is altogether different UI is there. It's more user friendly and easy to use. Search engine, we have changed NLP, that is natural language processing. Important thing is the crowdsourcing. It's a very important. Till now, all the suppliers who were selling the product, suppose I am a supplier, I am dealing with a certain products, and I know that the products which I am dealing are not available on the GEM portal. So for the request of the category addition, I had to request some of the buyer, who in turn on my behalf will raise a request to the GEM for the creation of the new product category. So till now, this particular thing was confined to the buyer department. Suppliers were not having the rights or opportunity to raise a request for the new category addition. But now this through crowdsourcing, so this link is there. If they click on there, a separate form will open wherein they will have to fill up all the details. Now, irrespective of whether I am a registered user with GEM or not registered, I can fill up that form and can mention the details that what all the things, the product I'm dealing, and this is, if feasible, the product category will be added with the portal. So this is a new feature. Another important feature is the staggered delivery. Now, staggered delivery, what happens that the buyer departments are now can schedule a delivery of up to 1 year of time.
Neeraj, can I interrupt, please? Another 3 minutes for you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm almost done. So staggered delivery is where now this will helpful for you as well as the buyer department both. Now, say for example, it's a huge bulk delivery is there. Then now, and they have scheduled the delivery, say for example, quarterly or half yearly or bi-monthly. Then instead of dispatching the whole lot at one go, rather you will have a opportunity and the flexibility to dispatch the goods at different go. So different parts. So that will help you a lot to plan accordingly, and you can work. The buyer department will also be helpful, because instead of receiving all the goods at one go, they will have the partly they can receive the goods. So these are features which are, as I said, that this MSME and the self-help groups are on high priority. Dipesh sir was highlighting at the starting of the session. Even Jan sir has highlighted this. So this vocal for local things, that now we are asking this weavers, artisans, or the service group, like those who are making the products, and now they can upload the products on the portal. And instead of, because earlier the products were confined to one particular territory, now this is available to pan-Indian buyers. So being somebody is situated in North Bengal, their product can be viewed by any part of the country, Kanyakumari or Trivandrum or other far east places, far south places. Now they can order also. So earlier this was not possible, but because what we are doing, and that is the reason we are discussing with you all, so that all the MSMEs, self-help groups can be onboarded. This is all I just wanted to briefly. This is the support channel. So we have the help desk. We have the FAQs. I will request all the participants to kindly go through this frequently asked questions. We have the LMS portal. These are the toll-free numbers. These are the social media pages. Please like this. Because of time constraint, I will just stop it here. This is what I wanted to discuss with you. Thank you for hearing me patiently. Now I will just keep the session open for the questionnaire session.
Thank you, Neeraj, for your extensive deliberation.
Thank you,
May I
sir.
now request the participants to put their questions for our question answer session. You can put your questions in the chat box and give the answers. को मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि जिनको अगर कोई क्वेश्चन करना है, आप अपना क्वेश्चन जो है चैट बॉक्स में रखिए, हम लोग उसका जवाब दे देंगे, आंसर देंगे.
Can individual register as buyer? One of the question I can see. No, sir, this particular portal is only for the government departments. So individually, you cannot register as buyer and can source anything. This is only for the government department. Of course, you can register as a seller and can sell your products. There is no restriction on that. But you cannot buy anything on your own for your personal use. This is for the official use only. Thank you.
Any more questions, please? The floor is open for you. Any questions you can ask.
Participants, please ask your question. We have the senior officers. Jan sir is here, Dipesh sir is here. So all the senior officers from GEM is here, so you can ask, clear all your doubt.
Any questions from participants? Please come up. Please come up. Neeraj, I find there is no questions actually.
Yes, sir. Seems there is no questions at all.
I would just say, in case Mr. Dipankar Chak, Mr. Amir Kumar or Mr. Ajay Singh has joined, they may, because that time they were not able to join. In case they have joined, they can, they can speak up. In case they have joined. I have come to know that due to heavy rains at Siliguri, there was some problem in the connectivity. That's why they were not able to join. So in case they are able to join, please, you're always welcome, sir. Neeraj, shall I go ahead now for the last thank you address?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir. Because I don't find any questions from anybody else, any participants.
Okay,
Hopefully,
fine.
I will request all the participants to please get registered with portal as soon as possible. This is for your betterment only. Because I know I have been there in Siliguri and I've been given training to the railways over there. And I met a lot of participants there physically last year. So now I'm getting calls from them that because see, railways is bound to procure through GEM only. And if you're not registered with GEM, you will not be able to participate with them. So railway, I just gave you one example because it's there in the Siliguri and the particular thing is there. So division is there. So I will request all of you to kindly get registered as soon as possible so that you are able to participate with any government organization and that too not local your Siliguri government offices, rather pan-Indian government departments. Thank you. This I wanted to tell you. Thank you so much. You can address, sir. Thank you, note, sir.
Yes. I'm just giving a thank you note for I, Shivankar Roy, Deputy Director on behalf of Indian Chamber of Commerce and entire other supporting and sponsoring organization, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the speakers our web, your findings and opinions today. A big thank you to Mr. Nishan Mittal, Chairman ICC North Chapter, for his efforts to organize this session. From his busy schedule, we came to know that he is presently at Germany. But in spite of his busy schedule, he could take out some time and give us the welcome address. I would also like to thank Mr. P. Subramania Mani, Director, Bagdogra Airport. S.K. Jain, Officer for West Bengal, and Deepak Gaurav. We are also thanking Mr. Neeraj Nikunj, Ishwaji Sarkar, for excellent presentation. We are also grateful to Jim for elaborating the points in details mentioning in the slide. We must also thank the co-partners of our events, NABARD and Bhagirath Singh Jewelers and Singh Group of Companies, for extending their help during this difficult time. Before concluding, we would also like to thank Mr. Bodhisattva Mukherjee and Mr. Sumit Dasgupta for their support from the North Bengal team. Also from Kolkata admin team, Mr. Sanjeev Majumdar, Mr. Rajat Jana, Mr. Johar Ganguly, for making this e-seminar a success. And we are also we are going to have our webinar, 7th webinar at Bhubaneswar. So we look forward for your support and gracing the organization or this seminar. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, all the participants, for your time and support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.